Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias.
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking at you, give me funny lad.
Grammy Award winner Maya joins us.
How are you?
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat, Brad Gilmore.
And he joins me right now. We're talking about Outer Banks Season 3, now streaming on Netflix, and also his debut single off his debut album, One Good Move, drops this Friday. That's March the 3rd for everybody listening right now. Charles Esten joins us right now. Charles, how we doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. It's great to be with you.
Hey, look, it's great to talk to you. We'll start with Outer Banks. Outer Banks Season 3, now streaming on Netflix. This is a show that's recently come into my life. I've heard everybody talk about it. My wife was out of the house in Arizona for this last week, so I said, you know what? I'm going to go all in on Outer Banks. And wow, I figure out why everybody loves this show. It's kind of like a really dramatic version of The Goonies in some ways, but your character is by far the most dynamic character I've seen on television in quite some time when I'm watching from season 1 to season 3. First off, I want to talk to you about War, but how do you feel about season 3 being out there for everybody?
Oh, I love it. And especially when I hear people like you that just jumped on the train with us. You're all in on Outer Banks, and that means a lot to me. You always want to be adding more people, and you hope that word of mouth is good. This show, to me, has been this dream from the day our three creators called, Josh and Jonas Pate and Shannon Burke, called me on the phone right after I was finishing up Nashville and said, hey, you want to play a guy who's a little bit different from Deacon? And I said, absolutely, and it started there.
Well, the thing that I found about your character, you play Ward Cameron in the show, is especially season 1, and it's not really a spoiler or anything, but especially in season 1, you don't see where the character is going from the beginning. It seems like kind of your run-of-the-mill, upper middle class, maybe even upper class dad with some troubled kids. But as the series goes on, you peel the layers back of this onion. And yeah, a little different is putting it lightly. This must have been such a fun role to play.
Oh, it absolutely is. From the word go, when they were talking to me about the role, they let me know, don't be confused by the first couple episodes. That was one of the reasons I think they wanted the guy to play Deacon Claybourne is those that knew me or from television probably had a good feeling about me and thought I would be the nice guy I was portraying. By now, I guess, 3 years in, I guess it's not that much of a spoiler to say I might not always be that good guy. And yeah, you're right. That is fun to play. But more fun than just playing that is playing the levels, trying to play the nuances. The worst of people can love people, and then they have certain people in their lives that they would do anything for. And so in the long run, it just turns out that it's this character study of this guy that does love his family, but has just cut corners and done whatever he could. He started out a poet. He started out on the wrong side of the tracks, and he's had to do so many things that he didn't have to, but he chose to do so many things to escape that life that he sort of lost himself. Well, not even sort of. He's lost himself, and that's disappointing to his daughter. And that's the things that we're actually in season 3 that we're really trying to explore. So I love getting to play the bad guy, but getting to play a bad guy with, that's pretty interesting and might just have a shot at redemption.
Well, I think that those make the best villains, right? Are the ones who when you look at the story through their eyes, they're doing things the best way they know how because they think they're doing them for the right reasons. But the one thing I want to say about you, Charles, from your acting standpoint that I really got to give you a compliment on is it's not so much your line deliveries or the actions that you make, it's your reactions to what's happening. Like when something bad happens in Outer Banks revolving around Ward Cameron, you see the whole thinking of the character on your face without conveying a word or emotion. I just really had to give you props on that. I guess acting is reacting in a lot of ways, but that you do that very well.
Well, that's extremely kind because, yeah, that's the phrase. Acting is reacting. You're trying to be there in the moment. Of course, we know all those moments are coming. We have script. So that, to me, is the essence of it, that you want to walk in there and fortunately, I don't have that great a memory, so I can wipe the slate clean. And then when these actions come around, just experience them as much as you can in the moment. But that's what I'm trying to do. So your words mean a lot to me. Thank you.
No, you're welcome, man. And let's talk about your music, though, for a minute. Again, Outer Banks Season 3 streaming on Netflix, but One Good Move drops this Friday off your forthcoming debut album. They say that you have your entire life to write your debut album. What can we expect from the album? And I mean, are you excited to finally share kind of a full-length project with everybody?
Well, that's exactly it. I've been here in Nashville a little more than 10 years ago. I came here to start working on that show, Nashville, and I was a kid in a candy store, or I was a grown man in a candy store. Like you said, I've been spending the rest of my life. I was in a band in college. I played Buddy Holly, the great Texan Buddy Holly, in the musical Buddy. I sang on Whose Line Is It Anyway, improvised songs. So music has always been part of my life, always been writing, but it wasn't until I came to Nashville that it got to all come alive and become real to me, and I got to work with the most incredible writers and artists and instrumentalists and producers. And so I put out a whole bunch of singles over these 10 years. In fact, it was a world record number of consecutive singles. I put out 54 singles in 54 weeks. Nobody else ever did that because it makes no daggone sense at all to do that. But for me, that just shows my love of music and of creating and making music. I felt like I got here so late in my life. I was making up for lost time. That was my 10,000 hours of work. And after that, and then after all the lockdowns and everything, I finally felt ready. Yeah, it's late in the game, but I was saying to somebody the other day, is it really procrastinating? I don't know, or is it just waiting? Is it letting it simmer? Is it letting become the thing it's going to be? I mean, does a crock pot procrastinate? I don't think so. It's making it good, right? So this is the album I've been waiting for. It's probably the most dear thing I've ever done in my life, and the themes about it, it's very human, like this guy Ward Cameron or like Deacon. It's about loss and love, and it's about joy and sadness, and it's all these competing tensions where life is hard, man. We all know life is hard, and you're not doing art well if you're not communicating that, but then you're also not using music well if you don't say, we can come together in these hard times and we can lift each other and we can have faith and we can end up laughing and finding the other side of that pain. So they're big themes, but those are the ones that move me the most. So this first one the single is called One Good Move, and it's about my one good move, which is my wife of 31 years. We've been together like 36 years. I look back and I know what a young, foolish guy I was that made so many wrong moves. But in the end, it only takes one good move to change everything. And that's what she is to me. So that's the first single.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's One Good Move. Drops this Friday. Outer Banks Season 3 now streaming on Netflix. Charles, thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations on a great show and a great album and all your success.
Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed talking with you. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again, Charles. Thank you so much.
Take care.